Okay, so it's been a long time since I've sat down and filmed a video for you all. First of all, I'd like to thank everyone that entered the 10,000 subscriber giveaway. I really can't thank you guys enough. It was amazing getting to know you all, and I laughed at all of the jokes, and it was also incredible to put a name to all of your faces, and it was just amazing. I just felt like, you know, it was more real now, and it kind of sunk in a bit, like, oh my god, people actually do watch me on the internet, which is very, very strange. But thank you all so much for the people who took the time to write that. It really did make my day. Another thing, this is more of a serious type of video to what you're probably all used to on my channel. I have been debating whether to film this for the longest time. As you probably can tell from the last year, like 2 years, I have lost a lot of weight, and I have adapted to a much more healthier lifestyle where I've practiced like clean eating, I've worked out a lot more, I've done more exercise, and I've tried to share, like, you know, the good side of that with you all, whether that's through recipes, grocery hauls where I'm raving about aubergines and carrots, or even just talking about like my workout routines and stuff. And whilst I am not, you know, abolishing that at all, there's a lot of information on the type of workouts you should do, the type of things you should eat, what you shouldn't eat, what exercises to do, and all of that stuff, and it can be very, very overwhelming to the point where it can be just giving you so much unnecessary pressure, and to start off an obsession that could spiral out of control. I wanted to talk about the other side and the other spectrum of the effects of healthy eating, like, you know, the obvious, the good side and stuff, but there is a negative side that I have personally experienced, and it's something that I wished I had watched or I had someone tell me, because it was something that I really needed to hear. I haven't been very well since April, and it was like an ongoing stomach thing which had got flared up and had gotten worse. I was having like really bad chest pains, really bad stomach pains, dizziness, and I just wasn't feeling very well. I couldn't walk, I couldn't even get to work, I couldn't even work, and I just had to take a big break out of everything and just try and focus on getting better. And it's a lot better now, thankfully. I'm able to go out and about now, and as a result of all of that, I had a lot of time for myself to just kind of think and focus and put the more important things in perspective. And I think this whole stomach condition thing was something that was waiting to happen because of how much I'd put my body through, and my mental state through, to the point where it just collapsed, and it was, my body was like, I am exhausted, you've put me through too much, overworking me, and I can't do it anymore, so I'm just going to completely shut down and just basically not work. You're not going to get out of bed, you're not going to be able to do anything. I was pushing myself way too much, which I've realised now, but at the time I didn't. I just kept thinking, right, I can do this, okay, so how much more can I do the next day and the next day after that? And it got to a point where exercise wise, I went from like exercising at the start from half an hour every day to an hour every day, and the worst was when I started doing an hour and a half and 2 hours every day. Which is crazy. Any free time I had, I would just get down and, I don't know, just manically do like squats or do push-ups, or if I had weights handy then I would do some weights. I didn't let my body rest even though it was screaming for me to. Besides that, I wasn't eating too much either, just because the last like 4 or 5 months I'd lost my appetite anyway, so I didn't feel like eating very much, but when I did, I would still, you know, be very, very obsessive with the kind of foods I would eat, and I followed a very strict diet plan for myself. Even though I wasn't really on a diet, it was just more like the kind of foods I would eat, I would have control over. So I would cook and prepare everything, but I wasn't eating as much as I probably should have, considering how much I was working out. As a result of that, my body wasn't very well. And an ice cream fan that's going past. I didn't see anything was wrong at the time, and I didn't understand when, you know, my really close friends or families would say, do you think you're taking this a bit too far? Like, do you really think you should work out so much every day? Or do you really need to eat that clean? Like, why can't you just, you know, eat a burger once in a while? And I would just kind of shun it all and just push them away and be like, I don't know what you're on about. I'm as healthy as I can be. I'm doing, like, you know, I'm doing exercising every day. That's what you're meant to do. I'm exercising, I'm eating really healthily, I feel good, and it's making me feel good. So why on earth are people kind of trying to approach me and tell me that it's not good for me? I began to kind of isolate everyone. I was in my own little bubble, and the only people I would trust were people I followed on, like fitness people or people who promote fitness and health on Instagram, and I'd be like, yeah, they're all like promoting it and they're all talking about it, they're making their oatmeal and the really clean meals every day, so there's a massive community out there. I'm not the one in the wrong. I don't see what I'm doing wrong, they just don't understand, and they just don't want to live as healthy as stuff as me. And that's what I had in my head, and it wasn't very healthy. And it got to the point where my little sister, who's just turned 18, she started wanting to lose weight, and I'd stayed with her for a few more days. She came over to London, and I got to spend like a week or two with her, and then I suddenly realised that her eating habits were completely different. She suddenly ate a lot less. She prepared her own food and she restricted herself and cut things out. And then I remember just sitting there at dinner one time and she was like, no, I'm not touching that because I don't know what you've put in it, to my mum. Or my mum will make her, like, I don't know, a bowl of rice, very Asian, and she'd be like, no, sorry, I don't have carbs. And I remember sitting there thinking, why is she doing this? Like, it's okay for me to do it, but why? Why are you know, eating so healthily? Why, as if you're on a diet? What are you trying to lose? You need to lose weight, you need to do this. And it got to the point where it was even worrying for me, and my other sister was telling me like, oh yeah, she's like that at home now, she doesn't eat very much, or she makes things really healthy, a bit like how you were. And that's when it hit me that, okay, well, I didn't really realise what people were saying before, but hearing that my own sister has been affected because of the way I am, and it's influenced her negatively in that sense, it made me feel awful. And I just had to take a step back and just kind of look and put things in perspective about what I was pursuing and the kind of image and thing I was giving across, and how I was influencing those who are closest to me and how I've affected them. And I'm really sorry, I did not want to get all teary on you. Okay, wait, back. And I remember sitting down with her and trying to talk to her like, oh, why are you suddenly eating so healthily now? She'll be like, no, I really want to lose some weight, and you've lost so much weight, you look really good, you're really confident, so I wanted to do that as well. I just remember thinking, no, I can do this, but you can't, don't follow it. And it made me realise that I maybe did have a problem, and kind of everything that I'd been pushing away and ignoring for the past few months all came into the surface. As much as eating healthy is good, I think it can be very easy to let it take over you. As soon as you see some results, you hear a few compliments, or you suddenly notice the difference it's got on your body physically on the outside. It feels good, I'm not gonna lie. I have come from, you know, a background where I have like Chinese parents, they're Cantonese, so they're very outspoken, and they have a very idealised image of how girls or women should look. So all my life I've been told I'm too dark, I'm way too fat, I'm extra large, I should look more like my sisters, I should be less tan, I should be this, my lips are too thick, and all of this stuff. And I've never ever probably heard a compliment in my life from them, apart from to say that I had a really good appetite and I would finish all the leftovers, which was why they pushed at me to eat extra food, just because it was like a little funny thing, like a little chubby Chinese kid when I was younger, like finishing all the food and stuff. So when I started losing weight like 2 years ago, and had actually for the first time heard people compliment me, more people who noticed, the more I thought, this is really working. Like for the first time I feel like I have much more confidence in myself and in my appearance, and I feel a bit more comfortable in my skin, so I'm going to carry on practicing this and be the best I can. So then I ate a bit more healthily, I did a little bit more exercise, but I still kept it very balanced, and then I filmed a video about it, and then I suddenly realised that, oh, I could really help people and I could do some more research into this and everything, which I did. And it got to the point where the kind of pursuing of eating a totally clean lifestyle kind of took over me. I spent all of my free time just researching about food, the health benefits, which was great, but then I started thinking, okay, well, if this food is better, then I can't eat this food anymore because that is not as good for me, and this is much more nutritious, so I cut that out. If I thought, okay, bread, you always get, you know, the bad rep of bread, simple carbs and of that, not good, cut that out. Can't have rice, cutting that out as well. And I can only have this select group of vegetables and grains like quinoa and stuff like that, that I will allow my body to have, because that's the most nutritious thing and something that will really benefit me. So I will not allow anything like any toxic substance that I haven't approved of, and I'll prepare all of my meals. And then after a while I even stopped going for restaurants. I remember Jordan asking us one night, like, do you want to go celebrate our anniversary, or do you want to go out for dinner, and just like, you know, just go out for dinner, a date night, and I'll be like, no, I don't really feel well, I don't want to do it, and I make excuses not to. I didn't go out for any meals with friends, I've stopped seeing friends, any lunch dates, no. And if I did have anything that I would deem like unhealthy, that is something I didn't know how was prepared, I would force myself to work out so much afterwards, and it got out of control. I was feeling guilty all of the time, I was tired all the time, I wasn't happy, I was miserable, and the whole time I just beat myself up thinking, now you've ruined your day. Like if I had something that wasn't healthy, like if I had a cookie or something, or someone's birthday, then I thought, well, look how you've ruined yourself, like shame on you, do some extra working out, do this, do that. And it was just a vicious cycle of this voice at the back of my head telling me all the time, you're not good enough, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to eat more of this, do not do that, you can only have yogurt, you can only have a green juice. It really wasn't pleasant. I went through a phase of just not accepting anything that was going on, and I thought, there's no way, I am so much healthier, I'm the healthiest person that I know. There's no way that all of this stuff is happening to me because of the result of healthy eating and, you know, working out, exercising. I just didn't understand why, if I knew people who were eating like, you know, pizzas and burgers and burritos every single day, why was I the one who is being rushed, you know, to hospital and going to A&E? Whilst we don't know what it is yet, and what's actually going on with my stomach, a lot of it has been contributed by the fact that I kind of took things too far, and I just feel so ashamed and guilty for what I've put my loved ones through, having to see someone who they were so used to being really bubbly and happy and positive and optimistic to someone who was just a mess. And I hated myself because I really prided myself on having everything all together and everything go according to my plan in life, and I like finished university, I finished college and went straight into a job, and you know, I have a YouTube and that's making me more happy, and I get to travel, and I had so many good things in life. But I didn't realise, I kept thinking, well, why, if everything's going to my plan that I've always wanted it to be, why am I so unhappy? Why am I crying every single day? Sorry. Why am I beating myself up over stuff that shouldn't really matter? And why do I feel so alone when I'm surrounded by people who would probably be more than willing to help if I had even asked to help? So why was I pushing everyone away and just kind of isolating myself when I could be happy, but I'm just not letting myself be happy? And thankfully now I finally kind of spoke out about it in the past like month or so to Jordan and my sisters, and I'm kind of getting help that I need, and I'm talking to doctors, and things are slowly starting to look up. But it was purely to the amount of support and love that I had from Jordan and my sisters and my parents and his parents, and just speaking to them about it and making myself bring it up, and sitting down with Jordan's mum and just force myself to talk about it to her, and then she would be like, okay, well, if you don't feel ready for this, then we'll do it little steps at a time. And slowly after that it began to make sense to me that there was the lifestyle I was trying to achieve before was impossible, unattainable, and whilst I still love being as healthy as I can, I still eat as healthy as I can, the obsession had just completely taken over me to the point where it was not even healthy. Like, this clean eating wasn't so clean anymore. It certainly wasn't for me. If you ever feel like it's starting to slowly take over, you're starting to feel guilty, you're not feeling happy, and the whole thing is actually making you feel worse mentally, then it's okay to just, you know, just have a day where you can just do what you want and eat what you want. It's okay if you have the odd this or odd that. I can't stress how important it is of balance, and how important it is just to have the right balance in life, especially at, you know, the age like my sisters, when they were like, you know, 16 to 21 bracket, and having all of this, like all of these voices and all of these accounts and people telling you of what you should be, what you should look like. It is so incredibly easy to let this perfect image just completely take over you. It's a lot more to it than what someone posts on the internet, and what they share on their, you know, Instagram account or Facebook account. They, like me, only share the good stuff. Like, there's no way I'm gonna share pictures or videos of me on the days that I'm not feeling my best, on the days that aren't going so well. Really do take other people's lives, you know, don't use it to control yours, or use it as a way of how you should be living your life, or what you should be doing to try and achieve someone else's life, because you honestly do not know what is happening. I was too scared to film this video because I didn't want people to think that I was now suddenly weak, and all of this like happy side to me has now been, you know, false. It's not that at all. Really wanted to share this video just to say to people out there that it's okay to not be perfect. It's okay not to live a completely healthy, it's okay not to achieve that unattainable status or image. And everyone, as long as you have the support, as long as you're happy with the people around you, and you're just living every single day with a little big smile on your face, and that's all that matters. And that's it, really. I hope this has helped. I'm sorry for being so nervous. I'm sorry for like not making much sense and waffling on, but I really do hope it has helped someone, even like one person out there, or even if my sisters watch this video back, or anyone, then that would already make my day and would make me feel a whole lot better for sitting in my bedroom talking about this, because it's very, very scary. It's kind of a selfish reason for me, because it's kind of like a little bit of therapeutic for me, because I've been very, very scared, and I haven't been speaking about this to a lot of people, so obviously it makes sense to put myself out there and share it on the internet of 10,000 people. But I think I needed this to sit in front of the camera and talk about it and just kind of let it all out and say things out loud, instead of just kind of keeping all hush hush and denying it. I think this video is long enough now, so I think I'm going to go. But if you've made it this far, then thank you so much for listening, and please be nice in the comments. I really don't want to offend anyone, I don't want to upset anyone. I just really wanted to share this side with you all, and I think I really needed to do this anyway. Hopefully this video will be a reminder to myself of when I did have that aha light bulb moment. Don't worry, the next video is going to be way happier, hopefully. It's going to be my birthday in less than a week now. It's come by really, really fast, and I'm really, really looking forward to it. Sending you all big hugs and stuff. Please don't hesitate to email me or tweet me or message me privately if you wanted to chat about it, because I'll be more than willing to kind of talk to anyone about it, and if I can be of any help that I can, then of course chat away. But yeah, thank you so much. Bye.